Hello. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Um, Poor Aquaballs over there just having, really bad problems with his internet and stuff. Hopefully he can get that figured out. But I figured I'd go ahead and just, pop up, have a conversation with anybody if anybody wanted to, hop in and just chat late night. If it gets out of hand, I'll just delete it later. Kia ora! What's up, Chris Robertson, Roundhouse? My late night peeps and my normal midday New Zealander. I don't know. I was gonna go to bed and then work my way to bed while I was watching Aquaballs, and then he was having his issues and stuff. What's up, Roundhouse?
Yo. Just sitting here watching Afterlife again.
Oh yeah, that good, huh?
Yep.
I may have to actually watch it. I wasn't ever super into Ghostbusters or whatever. And I did watch the that feminist version of
Oh yeah.
of
I mean, if you haven't watched the first two, really, then you're not going to get this one.
yeah. I mean, I definitely watched the first one. I don't know if I ever watched the second one or not, but yeah, I'll probably still end up watching it.
Yeah,
And that's
that horror story from 2016 should just be burned.
yeah.
I don't care what you say. There's nothing better than hearing that siren from the Ghostbusters car.
Yeah.
That
I found my throwing knives. Thinking about taking them outside. And ready to head to bed. Yeah, Chris, that's kind of what I was gonna end up doing. Uh, was just kind of work my way towards bed when I was listening to Aquaballs.
doesn't look like you're doing that anymore.
Yeah, I figured I could maybe stay up a little bit longer or whatever if people wanted to, hang out in the live stream and chat about stuff,
I mean,
whatever.
really, you don't have to be up tomorrow, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't have Thanksgiving anything until 2, so I can sleep as late as I want. G'day, GRB.
Eventually, the fish will wake up and come out.
And what do you got in that tank that we can't see at all?
Daffodils.
Oh, okay. Let me change the layout here.
Well, I
There.
just turned the light back on, so they're pretty much still sleeping. They're all still hiding.
Shoot. I don't even know what to talk about because I didn't even plan to do this, and I probably shouldn't have even started a stream. But oh well. um, I set the thumbnail. I set up a new a 10-gallon tank. Because I'm gonna be getting some of those self-replicating crawdads. Those are a lot of fun. Hey, too coolie for schoolie. So I got some good.
Now, those are man-made things, right? Because in nature, things don't self-replicate, as far as I know.
No, so it's a natural thing. This specific species of crawfish,
Oh,
um, they only have females, and the females basically self inseminate themselves, and they have like a standard clutch of babies like any other shrimp shrimp or crawdad or whatever would but they don't have to actually have a male to fertilize the eggs. They self fertilize their own eggs.
ah,
There's a couple people in the fish fam that have those. I know, Bob Kaler has some, Jeffrey Watts has some. I'm getting mine from Jeffrey Watts. Uh, he's gonna be sending them to me, and so I set up this tank and I use some, pre-seeded like filter media and stuff like that, and I got a couple gambusia in there right now to just hold the cycle until the crawfish get here. But I use some like river pebbles and really nice piece of Lopani driftwood. It just sank right away, and threw in a couple pieces of Java fern, a little bit of Java moss, and then a bunch of like leaf litter and stuff like that too. And Jeffrey Watt, I showed a picture to Jeffrey Watts, and he's like, "It's cool and nice, but they're gonna eat all the Java fern and leaf litter and stuff." And I'm just like, "That's the point. That's the plan." And
yeah.
he's like, "Oh." So yeah, I'm just getting the tank all ready to go. They'll end up like tearing it apart, and then I'll basically use them to if I get like a bunch of hair algae, I can just grab a big clump, throw it in there, throw duckweed in there, just throw a bunch of different vegetation, whatever I don't want in there, and they'll eat it. If a fish dies, I can just throw the dead fish in there, and they'll eat the dead fish.
hmm what we need Chewy to get his microscopes and stuff out and cross that self-cloning crayfish with a neocaridina. So we have self-replicating neocaridinias.
What's actually really funny too is he Jeffrey Watts showed me a picture. Well, actually, he showed me on a video. We were like FaceTiming or whatever. He showed me on a video his tank that he has his replicating crawdads in. He also has neocaridina in there. Like they don't
Hmm.
mess with each other. It's very interesting. What's up, Ian? Mystery Snail, Guardians Keep, Hanshaw.
Sleep is for the weak.
I should be asleep. What you call's excuse? Or what y'all's
What
excuse?
y'all's?
My excuse was I was, about to start heading my way to bed as I was watching Aquaballs. And then he decided to cut his super short because he was having internet issues. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll do a pop-up stream because I was gonna actually do one after Pam, but then I was like looking through to see if anybody was live streaming, and I saw that he was gonna go, so I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna go over him then. 100% would buy the Neo Crawdad hybrid, yeah, right. If you could cross a Neo and a Crawdad and get like a jumbo-sized Neo Caradina or like a miniature Crawdad, that'd be cool.
Well, no, you'd only want to skip.
Self-replicating ability as well.
Yeah, you'd only want to mix them with the self-replicating kind.
Yeah. About to go feed some fish. Well, you want to pop up here on the stream and show us there, Ian? Ugh.
These damn African cichlids aren't, sticking to the plan here. As I'm snapping at the screen, get your ass up.
Yep. Yeah, the dwarf crayfish are cool. at the store right now that I work at, we currently have the electric blue crayfish and then we have the white crayfish. They never ordered the Mexican dwarf orange crayfish for some reason. I don't know why. I think they're really cool and I would almost want to buy one. I think they're the cheapest out of all of them too. I think the orange one we sell for like 15.98. The blues we sell for 18.98. And then the white ones we sell for 24.98, like $25 for the crawdad. But
Crazy.
I mean, those white ones are really cool though. I've almost bought one myself, but then all of a sudden, like Jeffrey Watts is like, "I'll send you some of the self-replicating ones." I'm like, "Deal." Darlene's Tanks, how's it going, Mississippi hippie?
I don't know if you can have those in Illinois. I could see Illinois making those illegal.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't really think they're. What's interesting is I'm not 100% sure if it's all the states, but I know at least most of the states where they're illegal to sell as pets, you can still sell crawfish as food. So, like, you can be like, here is a bag of live crawfish for you to consume, on a later date, and then you can decide whether or not you actually consume them or raise them.
Yeah. So I saw a travesty. I was watching this. Oh, I made a replica of the Ghostbusters car. And I'm watching it and I'm watching it and I'm like, dude, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. Wait a minute, that's not even a Cadillac. He ended up using like like a wagon Geo Metro of some kind. I don't know.
What? Huh.
Just because it's a wagon doesn't mean it's the Ghostbusters car, people.
Yeah, wasn't it the old Woody that was there?
59 a 59 Cadillac ambulance. What do they call it? Series 80, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was an ambulance hearse. They're custom cars.
Yeah. But it was basically a Woody turned into an ambulance with
Nope.
a little bigger top that was like rounded and stuff. Like,
Nope. That was a 59 Cadillac
huh?
Eldorado.
Mm.
In essence, they took the 2-door and 4-door Eldorado and made a wagon out of it for ambulances and hearses. Just like they take the town car, and the Cadillac nowadays.
What's up, Detroit Shrimp? Not Detroit Shrimp. I'm straight up read Motor City Aquatics and I still said Detroit Shrimp. Like, wow. How's it going, Brian? Green Machine, Sweden. Need work, so you can't stay. Well, it's good to see
Oh,
you, man.
I see a baby. Right to the right of the red rock sticking up, moving right along that. Oh, there's 3 of them right in front there. Between that red rock sticking up and the plant, that flat piece of slate, they're on that. I wonder when the adults are going to come out.
Huh?
I got maybe 70 fish in this tank, I think now. 70, 80 fish.
No.
They're real hard to see. You got to know what you're looking at.
Yeah, I don't see anything at all.
Just look for slight movement on the. Okay, the red rock is sitting against that flat piece of slate, which is sitting on that other piece right between the plant and the red piece sticking up. They're swimming on the surface of that rock back and forth. They keep moving. There's one coming down right at the edge of the rock.
I see it. There it is.
They're little dinky guys, and they blend into the rock so well.
Yeah, it wasn't until the light went over the dark that I finally saw it. Because, when they're straight on the rock, I can't see them at all.
Yeah, all I saw was movement. And that's how I knew.
There's one right in the center of the screen.
Yep. That's one of the teenagers popping up.
Nice. There we go.
Gorgeous fish, though. Highly recommend them. They form a nuclear family, so they all take care of each other.
Is that a plastic Aponigeton?
Yeah, that's plastic in there. Well, the guppy grass is real, but the rest of it's all fake.
I can tell the guppy grass is real.
I wasn't about to start messing with plants and sand, especially with digging fish.
Yeah.
Which I hate that sand. I should have done black sand in that tank.
Yeah, when it comes to artificially colored sand or sand that's not like necessarily supernatural, I definitely like black sand.
Oh, this is a natural. This is that off. Natural. It's not white. It's like a cream color, like the regular sand color. But it's just it washes the fish out.
What's going on?
Yo.
Me? Yo, me? You fucking say me? Not fucking me. What's going on, fellas?
Not much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Check. How we sound? We got good sound over there?
You sound fantastic. I thought you had a new microphone, Joe. I didn't quite see it there. It was blending in.
Yeah, I just got it at Best Buy.
Nice.
I had to go on the cheaper end, but if I shut the tanks off and stuff, and it's not so bubbly, it's pretty nice.
Motor City, do you have an NVIDIA card? Video card?
No.
No? Okay. I was going to say, if you did, you could download. It's a piece of software that is a awesome noise cancellation piece of software.
Wait a minute. I have.
It's called RTX Voice, and it works on GTX and RTX cards.
I have a GeForce GTX in my computer. I have a MSI gaming computer.
Oh, then it should work.
Man.
Okay, what do I do?
All the details.
Give me a sec. I'll look it up.
All right. Yeah, I went to Best Buy today. I went and bought a mic yesterday, but it was one of the ones that looked like you got a member in your face, like a Yeti X. I bought the big Yeti X, and it just wasn't me. So I bought this one.
Nice, yeah. I like the arm you got. It's really nice.
It's the arm for the blue. Like all the blue is the Yeti, the one with the round top on it like this that only plugs into that box. The arm was $100, so it's not cheap. It don't have those cheap springs and stuff on it. And the arm was $100 and the mic was $121. But this company's been around, I guess, for a long time, and they make all the gaming stuff, right? Well, I guess they just came out with the microphone. So when I went to the Best Buy the one place I grew up going to, he was telling me about it, and he's like, you got these expensive ones, but you really need to try this one. I think for the bang for the buck for what you're doing, you're not using one of those boosters or whatever, to plug it, the big plugs into to raise it up to like 48 volts and stuff. He's like, this is probably your best bet. Because I was going to buy one of those the Shure mic. It was $239 on sale with just a little 3-legged pod that went there. And I said, no, what's the difference? He said, if you're on YouTube, he's like, this thing here, you won't be able to tell the difference between the two. But that one's got the DLR or whatever hookup. So
what's up,
the link is in the private chat.
okay.
And you scroll down, you're looking for, it says set up a guide. Because there's two different versions. If you have a RTX, one of the new RTX GPUs, you download NVIDIA Broadcast. If you have a 1080 GTX or a 1050 GTX, it's called RTX Voice. I don't know why it's called RTX for the GTX. Don't ask me. But yeah, it's awesome. No, and then all you do is just install it, and instead of using your mic, you go into Windows and you select you want RTX mic.
What, and it'll be on the computer?
Yeah. In essence, it's like a patch. What it does is it's a piece of software that goes in between your computer and your mic. And you can either use your mic straight or select the RTX voice, which then it runs through this program that noise cancellation, it does the noise cancellation for everything.
Oh, okay. So since I have the GeForce, then I got it then, right?
You can even use NVIDIA programming to actually do a virtual green screen. You don't even need to actually have a green or blue screen behind you. It'll just project an image right behind you. That's what James with Fisher and Feeder uses.
Oh.
And I believe Lefty
3213A
uses that.
Yeah, I got like I said, I get the GeForce.
My computer, and I really like the microphone. It's like super sensitive and all that, which is like good for some. It's also NVIDIA. Bad for a lot of stuff because I have a quite powerful singing voice. So I've been trying to record a song, use my new microphone, and it just sounded like I was in an open stadium or something. It was just really loud and echoey or whatever, and so I ended up having to use my old microphone, and I basically used my new pop filter over my old microphone and recorded it. And now it's great, it's fantastic. But when I get my new computer working tomorrow, my tech friend's gonna help me get it working tomorrow. Then I'll get, better programming, and I'll actually be able to adjust the sensitivity levels and stuff on the microphone and actually have a really good working, nice new microphone and use NVIDIA and be streaming from my computer and all that versus having to, stream from my phone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Ian's got some really nice tanks.
Thanks, man. This Pleco has a bunch of little babies in its cave.
Yay.
Yeah. Didn't realize it till today. I shined my light in there and I saw a bunch of little wigglers with egg sacs.
Where'd you get those caves?
I got them on Amazon. They're like cichlid stone brand or something.
Yeah, they're called cichlid stones.
Yeah, I like them because they're natural looking. It's not your standard toilet paper roll in your tank looking cave, Pleco cave.
He said toilet paper roll.
But I like
the it looks like a toilet paper roll that you smashed into a triangle.
It's supposed to be for a Pistos or something, but he's in it. And it's weird because this tank is meant for Tanganyika cichlids, and it's at a 200 TDS, 8.0 pH, and they spawned.
Hey,
I'm not trying to spawn different ones.
It's not so much the pH, it's the TDS with the Plecos, and that's really not that high of a TDS. Lake Tanganyika can get well up into I don't even know what the TDS is, but I know the pH can get up to like 9.2, if not even like, I think it got up to like 9.6 in some areas.
Yeah, but my tap water TDS is 18 to 20.
Yeah,
So most of my tanks don't really have a very high TDS.
yeah. I mean, gosh, you're boosting it up to 200 TDS for like mine comes out of the tap at like 400.
Yeah, same here. And I had Plecos breed. I don't want to breed them though, so I keep pulling the eggs.
TDS. I almost bought myself a GH and a KH test kit yesterday when I was out getting some different scaping supplies and stuff like that. But then I was like, I don't really need it. But
Yeah,
I
I
think
tested
it's a
mine.
really awesome statement still. I'm gonna go grab it right quick.
Hey, there's Chewy. Chewy, we got a job for you. You're gonna you're gonna get all your equipment out, and you're gonna make a new shrimp. You're gonna cross Neocaridina with self-replicating crayfish. So we have self-replicating Neocaridinas.
Aren't they already replicating?
Not Neocaridinas.
Man. Let me do solo layout. I got this, found it at, not so local fish store, Tropical World Pets. Just some really awesome textures on this stone. Never had savory stone before, so I'm really
Have you ever? What's the other good rock? Pagoda rock, I think it's called.
trying some of these out. Got myself 3 large pieces and 2 like kind of smaller pieces. I'm gonna make myself like a little like Iwagumi scape or something like that.
Did you put him back in the tank, Mississippi? Or is he still just flopping on the floor? The eel jumped out of his tank.
Display video. Video.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's my gold crossback arowana right here.
That looks like Achille to me.
Yeah, he is Achilles, but I call him my little arowana. He got in a fight with the African butterfly. They were doing well for so long. And then the African butterfly said, no more. So he's missing a few scales, but he's doing all right.
No,
Yeah, the African butterfly doesn't like sharing the top of the water with other fish.
Yeah, well, I figured that out.
They do great with like neon tetras and stuff because they don't stay at the top. They're mid swimming.
Yeah, he leaves all the other fish alone.
Man, I got to get those. Those were great fish. I miss those fish.
Left dust all over my couch from those rocks.
Is that a Julie?
Yep, Julius Thomas Armistice.
Armistice. Yeah, transcriptors have more black than that.
Very cool one.
Control panel.
Go downstairs.
Yeah,
he's
he's like thinking out loud and all this stuff. He just got himself a new microphone. He's going through all of his different settings and stuff.
No, I'm not.
programming.
He was kind of freaking me out, being all like Biden talking.
No, I was in I was in the NVIDIA.
Right.
I was because I have it on my computer. So, but it's I just copied this. Hopefully, I can find it tomorrow because I couldn't find anything in there on the mic. It was a bunch of other stuff, but yeah.
I enjoy the mic I bought. It was a whopping like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It makes me all professional feeling because it's all with the arm and everything and the spit guard and all that stuff.
I don't want a spit guard. I want it to look like it's been through a war.
Well, see, I got my spit guard up for COVID, so you guys don't get my COVID through the computer.
Right. Thanks for thinking of us.
Yep.
So, what are you doing for Thanksgiving, Danny?
Well, for the fifth year in a row, I will not be going over to my family's house for Thanksgiving.
Holy snikes!
Lucky.
So, I've been
been
working in retail for like 6 years, right? So I work on Thanksgiving the first 4 years of it or whatever. And then these past 2 years, I've actually been off on Thanksgiving. But instead of celebrating Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, my family likes to celebrate Thanksgiving on Black Friday.
That's hot.
Working in retail, there's absolutely no way I can get Black Friday off.
Dude, turkey in the line at Best Buy. That's Jesus work.
Right.
This year's going to be one of the best Thanksgiving I've ever had. I got 4 people bringing me food this year.
But I do have another Thanksgiving that I'm going to over at my friend's house, but it's going to be a bunch of friends and stuff over there. It's going to be great, and another friend is going to be helping me fix the computer and all that stuff too. So it's going to be great.
That's good. Yep, getting your computer fixed while you're eating turkey, can't beat that.
Right.
I remember one Thanksgiving I got yelled at so bad because I had to leave Thanksgiving to go to the next town over. Because back in the day, before flat screens, guy was giving away 2 20-inch monitors, giving them away. Like, hell yeah, I'm leaving Thanksgiving to go get 2 20-inch monitors.
This one time at band camp, there was 2 20-inch monitors.
Yep.
What are you doing, Danny?
Oh, I was reading chat. All things fish and Chewy talking about how salty Lake Malawi is, and
yeah, they swam in it.
The history of the lakes, and it's the Great Lakes of Africa were basically formed when it was underwater, and then the ground broke apart, and then
oh, don't worry, Africa's being ripped into currently.
Yep.
It'll be part of the ocean again shortly.
So it's basically ocean water that just became progressively less salty over time.
I don't know. I've never swam in those lakes.
Come on, Mike. You get that great Thanksgiving dinner at the DFAC. Go to the man. I'm not sure if it's the same over there as it was when I was over there, but the food overseas from those military contractors and stuff like that, man, it's delicious. That was the best surf and turf I ever had in my entire life when I was in Iraq. Best steak, best lobster, crab, shrimp, everything. Every Wednesday was stir fry night.
There's nothing better than a fresh turkey, some mashed potato, and then a big bowl full of pink Jello.
And lobster straight from the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, that's fresh. I would have figured they would have shipped it over.
Or maybe they do. I don't know. I just like to say it was straight from the Mediterranean Sea because that's what it tasted like. It was, man. I've had lobsters several times since Iraq, and not like it's always like tough and dry. Like nobody can make lobster the way that they did over there. And I don't know what they did, but those, I believe they were either like Nepalese or I don't remember what other like big country like a lot of the contractors that worked in the kitchen were from, but man, they knew how to make that lobster and all that food.
You're Atkins, you're kind of degrading on video. What are we looking at now?
Yeah, we're in the basement now. These
Okay.
are my best.
I couldn't tell if they were Grammy or Festos.
Dang.
Yeah, these are a special Festivum species Zecora. They're not the regular Festivus. They look amazing. If the video would come out good.
Yeah, they have some interesting spottings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
They almost look like a Festivum mixed with like a
It's a Festivus for the rest of us.
Something. Or Pearlieri Grammy.
So who's putting up their Festivus polls?
Yeah,
No one?
Festivus. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm too young, maybe.
Seinfeld.
Steinfeld?
Yeah, George Costanza's dad. He did the Festivus poll instead of Christmas trees.
Mm. What?
Festivus.
Go.
It's 2:18.
Oh, you want me to come lay down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet down, Dad.
No, he's not feeling good, so he's sleeping with me down here. And Mama's sick, so she's sleeping upstairs. And our oldest boy's home from the army, so he's over sleeping on the blow up. So he's like, "Can you come sleep with me?" So I gotta get off.
Well, thanks for popping up, Brian.
Hells yeah! You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you soon.
Have fun.
All right, guys, and everyone in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting the signal down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure. You know, you'd think Wi-Fi would work, but nope, it never does.
Can you see the Amazon puffers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. You got a bunch of them in there.
Still got to do the video. Yeah, I got 5 of them.
Man, pufferfish are so cool. I just love the way they swim around.
Man, the more I know about this car, the more I want to buy it.
The
Ghostbusters car.
Ghostbusters car.
Yeah, because in this last episode, they took the original engine out and put an LT6 or LT7 in it. A brand spanking new, like 2021 engine in it.
Hmm. Nice.
It's now what they call a sleeper. Because the thing does like 800 horse at the back wheels or something. It's like a super duper vet engine that they put in there.
Wow.
I wonder if you can get some kind of cell repeater. And that would fix your issue, your connection issue, I bet.
There was my
I
sister
had
used to
Wi-Fi.
live in a house that they didn't actually have. They lived close to the airport, and there was something going on with their house where they did not have any phone service in their house. So something with their phone provider, they actually had like a data hotspot like installed into their house.
Yep.
And you
Because
have to
even
pay
though
extra for it every
the
month, but I
the truth
mean,
about it is, when you have radios, which the airport does, you have to make sure they don't create interference. Now, you and me, if we got radios, we would have to, but the airport does not.
right. Because you can't interfere with the airport. The airport can interfere with whatever it wants.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's the airport, police, or anything. If they key up and they like mess up your TV, they're violating the law.
Hmm.
You cannot interrupt other broadcasting with yours. Type deal.
We interrupt this studio broadcast to bring you. I don't know. Nothing worthwhile.
I'll try to show you the room, but I don't know if it'll work out.
I'm about to go downstairs with an air horn to wake these fish up.
How is Kevin's water? Any change?
Nope, I'm already losing
I don't
connection
care.
in there. So I think
It wasn't
I
Kevin's water. It was Kevin's tank.
Kevin can figure it out
A whole
himself.
bunch of fish die in there. Ended up with a whole bunch of ammonia, and then the whole thing with his tap water. He
Wait,
probably doesn't have
I never
any
knew he had dead fish.
tap water. It's just the fact that he has chloramines in his tap water that when he uses prime and all that stuff, the test will read as ammonia, even though it's not actually ammonia. It's ammonium and it's been, neutralized through the prime and all that stuff already. But like yeah, it was just one specific tank that he was having problems with, and I think we figured it out that he had a bunch of fish die in there, and it just has been caused a whole problem. He might have even did a water change on that tank specifically and forgot to use prime, and
I don't know. I don't use
just
any of that
caused
crap.
the cycle to crash on that tank. But
I've used Prime in the past once, and I had nothing but problems in that tank for like 6 months after that.
yeah,
All the snails died. Well, that's a huge. I never knew that. That's big because you can't. I mean, you know how hard it is to kill snails.
well, when snails die, especially when there's like a massive snail die off and stuff, snails being bottom feeders and all that, most of the time that's a sign that there's some serious issue with like your substrate or like just something else like that. There's something deep within the system of your tank that is bad. And
Mississippi. He's supposedly going to be, but he's saving up for it. And I'm like, dude, I mean,
so
it's
yeah,
$150
he was
or it's
saying,
$70 depending if it's the cheapest one.
yeah, it's like 70 or 80 bucks, and I think he said he gets like $30 a week or something like that. So it takes a while for him to save up on that, especially when he buys Prime and other things like that every day. So
And he's planning on buying something else through Posiwi's brother, cousin, or something. I don't know. He keeps spending his money on stuff that he doesn't need. Yeah, but I pretty much give it up on that whole thing.
Yeah, he'll spend that much buying water. But it's not, like I said, it's not, his water in itself is not necessarily a problem. It was just that tank. Because I have the
Well, no, because
exact
he
same
tested it out of the tap and he got a high ammonia level too out of the tap.
but I didn't see the actual test to say whether it's a high or a low ammonia level or not. But like I was saying, like I have chloramines in my water. If I test my water right out of the tap, it says I have ammonia when I use my API master test kit, the liquid test kit.
Mm.
But it's not actually ammonia. It's the chloramines, but like the chlorine and ammonium, that's bonded together.
Okay,
And
couldn't you test for chlorine itself?
you can test for chlorine itself as well, but I don't have that test. I think some of
Wait
those
a minute. Chloramine.
tests.
They make a chloramine test. My mom bought a chloramine test for our pool at one point. Or was it chlorine? I don't know. It was one of the two.
He's also a kid, all things fish, and his parents buy a lot of stuff for him.
Well, see, the thing about it is if he can't
But
do a water, he's going to have to keep buying water until he gets his RO unit. So he'll never be able to save for the RO unit because he's going to be buying water every week to do the water changes.
But also, it's like I say kid, like he's 19. When I was 19, I was training up to go to Iraq. I was in the army making, relatively decent money for the time, Like, gosh, I'd like to go back to what I was making in the army now.
Shit, when I was 19, I was trying to avoid being a dad
Yeah, that too.
because I knew I was too young to have kids.
Yeah, all these water companies add all sorts of things, and he's not prepared. And I mean, there's a lot of us that aren't really, prepared for that sort of thing either. Gosh, man, there's been times that we've done like a water change at the store, and it's like we do the same thing like every single time, and it's like, why do all the beta cups end up getting like cloudy this one time, where it seems like there's just like a film on everything,
Yep.
but it doesn't happen every time. It only happens really randomly and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's weird. Like I try and narrow it down to maybe somebody added like too much of the stress code or something to where it just like created a film, or I don't know. But we got Fish Tropic. What's up?
Let's go. Happy birthday, Danny.
It's not my birthday. That was last Thursday.
Hey, I just came in to give you some comic relief, okay?
Okay.
No pictures, okay? No pictures. I don't know if anyone can hear me, but yeah, I was just stopping in to say what up. I hope everyone's having a good night. I'll see you in the next one.
Fish Tropic is great.
Oh, see there. Now they're coming out. There, you happy now? It took a while.
Yeah, when I was 19, I was killing terrorists, right? Right, Petra? Someone has to do the Lord's work. And that's how they get you. They say it's the Lord's work and that, America's the good guys, but
No country's the good guys.
we're not. No.
What I don't understand, you guys were in the military. You look at Halsey. Big, huge hero, World War II. He has like 2-3 medals on his chest. And he was a general. You look at these generals now, and they got like a whole car's worth of medals. But they just sit behind a desk. They're not ever, like Halsey was. He was on the ship in the middle of the thick. They don't do that no more. So where do they get all these medals from?
It's a lot easier to get medals nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Every single commanding officer and like NCO that was like E6 and above got a bronze star from my deployment. And you know why they got the bronze star? Because nobody died. Nobody got shot at. Nobody really did anything. We just did a good job over there and pretty much had like no issues the whole time. Bronze star.
So
you know
pretty
how
much
you used to get a bronze star?
Yeah,
You
so
used to
pretty
have
much
to,
it was like a vacation in New
almost
Jersey.
You used to have to like almost actually die to get a bronze star.
Oh, I thought that was a Purple Heart.
Well, no, that's a Purple Heart you get from getting injured. But like a bronze star is like, that's like a high admiration. That's like, it's not the same. It's kind of on the same level, not the same level as a Medal of Honor, but you have like the Medal of Honor, then you have like a gold star, a silver star, and then a bronze star. So it's like a pretty high honor. You don't normally get that for just, doing a job for a year. Like you gotta do some sort of like accomplishment and stuff like that to get a bronze star. And so like it's just getting worse and worse to where like you used to have to jump out of like so many airplanes and go through so many different things and actually go through combat to get a combat paratroopers badge. Nowadays, like you do like half as much and you can still get that same sort of badge.
So pretty much they did what they did to the schools, 15th plate trophies.
Exactly. I mean,
okay.
Everything is getting more and more fluffy as time goes on. The eyes of everything is just getting bigger and bigger. The mouths are getting smaller and smaller.
I don't know, but
the little anime characters that just love everything fluffy, and we just carry our cell phones and just stare at our cell phones all day.
Well, the day when they say you get a admiral's badge or whatever for just signing up in the army or whatever, that's when I'll sign up.
Yeah, but I mean,
they won't take me.
When I was in basic training, we weren't allowed to have our cell phones. Like we still had to have like calling cards, and we had to like go to specific pay phones and use those calling cards to call home, and it was only during like designated time. Only 1 year later, when I went to my advanced training at the same fort, like Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri, 1 year later, we were allowed to have our cell phones. But like not on us all the time, but like we would get a pass and we could get our cell phone and all that stuff when we were on pass, and we could like call whoever we wanted. When it was like designated like relax hour or whatever, like we could go to the gym and get our cell phone and call whoever we want, put on civilian clothes, whatever sort of thing. And yeah, some of it was just the difference between basic training and your advanced training. You get a little bit looser reactions from the drill sergeants. They treat you more like an actual person, but still, it's like just 1 year later, it goes from no cell phones to you can have your cell phone, to where like, gosh, a year after that, I believe they started handing out like stress cards, to where if you felt like your feelings were being hurt too much by the drill sergeant yelling at you, you could put up a stress card, and the drill sergeant would like have to stop yelling at you because your feelings.
Oh, you know what? If I was a drill sergeant, I would just go double down on that guy.
Right?
Stress card my ass. You know what? What are you going to do when you're getting shot at? Hold up your stress card? Hold on, stop shooting
That's
at me.
the exact joke that we all made, dude. What are you gonna do in combat? Hold up your stress card. Sorry, timeout. Can you stop shooting at me, please? My
Yeah.
anxiety is just attacking me right now.
They're
I
literally
just
going to do the
can't
timeout
the
sign.
sound of all the bullets and the grenades. If you could just please hold on. I just need 5 minutes to just catch my breath, and everything will be good. All right.
You know what? Honestly, I think they should train people like World War II scenarios. Throw them in the trenches for a week and see how they react. If they come out, somewhat, obviously you're going to be messed up dealing with that. But if you come out somewhat okay, you go into the military. If you don't, you're kicked out. Can you imagine half these people having to deal with that? What was it during Christmas of World War II when they were all the Germans and the U.S. were entrenched in the trenches?
Yeah. World War I and World War II.
Or maybe I'm thinking World War I. I don't know. It ends up they start throwing apples at each other to eat.
Oh, Armistice Day, I believe.
Is that
No,
okay?
That was the original Veterans Day. But no, it was Christmas in World War II, I believe, where the Germans and the Americans and everybody that was in the trenches, yeah, they stopped fighting, and they basically broke bread together and just kind of celebrated Christmas, and then the next day it was right back to war.
Right back to fighting, yeah. But can you imagine half these people in the military now? I don't think they'd be able to deal with it.
No.
The military is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard.
In general, the military has gotten a lot easier nowadays. I mean, not so much for the the actual soldier that has to go out and do stuff, but
well, have you seen the new commercial?
People
Or what is it, the Navy?
They're behind a computer and sit there and just use a drone to go and basically take down an entire town and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's no different than playing a video game.
I'm going to piss some people off. A drone
humanize and deconnect from everything they're doing because of the great distance behind it. They're just staring at a computer screen shooting at targets.
A drone flyer, you're never going to be a hero. Ever. In my eyes.
You'll never know war until you're standing there over another person watching the life come out of their eyes.
Yep.
With your bayonet right in their chest. Or
when you hear the bullets whizzing by, then you can call yourself a war hero. Sitting in an office somewhere flying a drone? No, not so much.
Ender's Game. Yeah, I think that was probably autocorrect there, switching it to Endler's Game. But Ender's Game is a fantastic story. The movie didn't do the book justice.
Oh, Petraman, why do you got to open up a can of worms like that?
How is your shitty water? Yeah, Kevin, how is your shitty water?
Shitty. I have 2 words for you. California water.
Drones have some great uses. They're cheap and reduce a lot of risk. Yeah, they do. There's a lot of benefits,
I'm not saying they're not useful.
They're also very effective. They can, completely destroy a large area, and you never have to deal with anything, anybody, or anything from that area again for a good long while.
Oh, like I said, Allfish, I'm not saying they're not useful. I'm just saying if you're 100 miles away playing a video game, flying a plane, you're not in a war. I mean,
and it basically it removes war from what it actually is to where it makes it easier to deal with, you know?
mhm.
And so it's beneficial for the soldier, you know, mental health. We're not dealing with, you know, the PTSD quite on the same levels, you know. You're not having to stare your enemy in the eye and actually shoot people and all that stuff per se. But like, I don't know, like in a world where we're trying to become more and more, you know, peaceful, at least I would hope we're trying to become more and more peaceful. Like we're making being not peaceful easier on us to
Yeah.
where therefore
And
it's easier to not be peaceful. So
yeah,
where we
if you
can
don't learn how
continue
hard
the
it is,
war
you
and
won't.
not have to understand that we're actually, you know, destroying people's lives and all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to be in war to realize what war does, and then you realize that war isn't always the answer. If you're just sitting in an office, you know, looking at a screen, flying something, you're never going to learn that
Yep.
because you're too removed from the situation.
Right. I never would have had the thoughts that I have like about the war without ever having gone into it. Like and actually, you know, talking with Iraqi people and, you know, learning their point of view. And I mean, I was fortunate enough to be able to do that when I went as well, because I went in 2009 into 2010. So a lot of the real fighting was kind of over. And I actually worked, you know, kind of side by side with a lot of the Iraqi police. And so I talked a lot with this gentleman. His name was Lieutenant Sufyan. And you know, from his point of view, we invaded Iraq and he was defending his country. And like I totally understand that because it makes total sense. Like they had nothing to do with anything that was going on. All of a sudden, we were just there in their country saying that we want to change everything and make all these new rules and that everything that they know is wrong and we're going to come and fix it.
And in that case, I'm sorry, I'm looking outside the box. The United States was an invading force at that point.
Exactly. I mean, the movie that they just, well, not just, but they remade the movie a few years back, the original Red Dawn and then the remake of Red Dawn. But the remake of Red Dawn did like a fantastic job of kind of showing us Americans the other side of that thing, because the idea was that I believe it was North Korea and Russia and all that basically invaded the United States and said, hey, your government is doing all these horrible things and you guys don't even understand, you know, the good quality of life that you could have. So we're going to come in and we're going to fix all your problems for you. You just have to let us take over. And like, of course, us being Americans, like we're like, no, you're not going to take over our country, you know, and that sort of thing. And it's kind of what it was like over there. I don't want to get into, you know, the politics of the whole thing or whatever, but that's just my views on it. Like we basically invaded their country and they had every right to defend themselves. And overall, now several years later, I do feel like that country is better off for it. But like, I don't know. Like, I still don't really think we ever should have gone over there. Aquaballs. Thanks for joining in, George. Sorry about your internet, man. That sucks. I it's just that's kind of how everything is going nowadays, it seems like. Stuff is getting like lower quality, but they're charging you the same amount for it. It's like inflation, you know?
Supposedly they're
Our
making a
money's
new
not
internet.
going anywhere anymore. Our internet's not going anywhere anymore. Our food's not going anywhere anymore.
Well, like I
It's
said,
all
supposedly they're making another internet. They're going to have 2 different internets.
Oh yeah.
And this one is literally the rule of this internet is to be on this internet. You can say whatever you want. You cannot stop someone from saying something you don't like. So on and so forth.
Well, I like that internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, my cousin got he was over in Afghanistan and he got a promotion. And he said, "Yeah, my promotion is I'm now the guy standing in the back of the Humvee with the gun sticking up through the top." I'm like, "You're an idiot. How is that a promotion? You were safer driving you were safer with your last job driving the vehicle because you were enclosed. Now you're standing up, you got your head sticking up out of the vehicle."
Yep. It's just like I'm thinking back to like I should have never left working at Target, to work at this pet store because I was making, I had a pretty sweet deal just basically walking around and just making sure everybody was happy and just keeping a smile on my face and then just, fixing little issues here and there and stuff like that and then switch over to this pet store to end up making less money and having to lift all this heavy stuff out and pick up crap every day and wipe up, pee all over the time, deal with dogs barking super loud all the time and clean out the sump and all that. It's just like, man, should have
Well,
never.
have you gone for hazmat pay yet?
No.
Technically, picking up dog poop and cleaning up dog pee, that's technically a version of hazardous material.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
biologics.
Hindsight, right? But I applied at Schwann's. I had a phone interview, and the phone interview went really well. I got an actual like physical interview with the 2 main managers at the actual location on Monday, and we'll see how that goes. Schwann's is actually, a pretty decent job. They offer really good benefits. You get paid every week, and then not only do you get your daily base wage, you get a commission on top of that. And even just the base wage is like double what I'm making now. So if I can, get this job, like I'll I'll finally be able to, get caught up with stuff, pay my credit card off and then I'll have a more set schedule as well to where I can set up a stream day and, I'll be available in like the evenings, like every day. I'll get like every holiday off. I'll get most weekends off. It's going to be great. I really hope I get it.
Don't you know you don't have to pay your credit card bills anymore?
Yeah, you kind of do. I mean,
No, because instead of what's it? Equality? You just claim equality
oh, yeah.
or whatever the hell the news says nowadays. The news talks about.
Yeah, I know. That's what's been great, Petro, is, talking to all the different customers up there. I built a lot of great relationships with people up there. And that's another reason my boss hates me. Because I know the information. People talk to me and they ask questions. They want more information. They just want me to keep talking. Even though I don't want to necessarily keep talking to these people. I don't want to keep spewing out all the information because sometimes I get tired of just sharing the same information over and over, but I mean, I can't help it if people actually want to learn and I have the information that they want to learn. And if
You know what'll really get them
my
when you're.
boss asks the same questions that I do, she just gives them probably a basic stupid answer to where they're just like, oh, okay, and then that's it. And they just never push on because they don't feel like she really knows what she's talking about.
Just start telling everyone that you talk. You know, your main customers that I have a feeling I'll be leaving soon. I used to have people follow me from shop to shop. Take all their customers.
Wait, Mike, are you saying I can always copycat him? Because I don't copycat him. Yeah, pet shop clerk. I said, I really
Oh,
don't
see,
mind
that's your first problem. You're not a pet shop clerk. You're a fish god.
Yeah. Yeah. I could always. Yeah. Could always do that. There's a lot of people that do that sort of thing too. People love drama. The queen of R.I.P. Like, oh man, when he started talking on those simple fish keeping videos from like Primetime Aquatics and KG Tropicals, I was just like, oh, I gotta listen to this idiot again. Cause he's just like
Wait, King of DIY. You're talking about King of DIY?
yeah.
That's the dude with the big cinder block tank that he always stands next to, right?
Yeah, more of the big concrete tank that he made. Yeah,
Okay.
I know it's plywood, but
Yeah, I watched like 3 of his videos and I stopped. I never watched again. It was
when I
pure
first
grade
got
A
into
bullshit.
Fish Tube, he was one of the channels that was just there. He's got like 3 million subscribers or whatever. So I mean, he's just right up there in the algorithm. So he was just kind of there, and I started watching some of his videos, but I was always much more interested in like the KG Tropicals videos and the Aquarium Co-op videos and stuff like that. They seemed much more informational and stuff like that. Whereas, yeah, Joey was just kind of the shock value stuff, and it was interesting to see the really, really big tanks. I had never really seen anything like that. So it's like, wow, a 2,000-gallon aquarium. And honestly, I hated his 2,000-gallon aquarium. And every single one of his aquascapes was just like, you call that an aquascape, dude? And like all this other stuff. It's just like how I started like getting more well versed in the other fish keepers that were out there. And then it's just like, who the hell is this king of DIY guy? And then all of a sudden I realized that like each and every one of his videos, especially now, like I haven't watched several of his videos in like the last like several months, pretty much since the Alex thing. But
Wait a minute. He's still on?
like, if you watch this video, you'll have to stay tuned for my next video to finally see what I do next. But watch the next one, and then you watch the next one, and it's the exact same thing. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm the best and all this stuff, and you'll just have to make sure that you tune into my next video to finally see if I actually do the thing that I said that I was gonna do in the last 2 videos that I put out. It's just like, holy crap. Like, the dude gives me anxiety just listening to him. To where
The last video I saw him said he was getting rid of everything. And that was like what, 2, 3, 4 months ago?
Right. Like, man, how many times has he posted a video with him with like some fake tears, like, I quit, and then you find out, and when he starts the video, he's like, I quit, not, and then he goes back into his little blobby thing. It's just like, oh god.
Hacks are, hey, people watch hacks.
Yep.
It's like Ponzi schemes shit. People fall for them.
Yep.
You can see how much I watch him then.
We're talking about the king of DIY, Fish Kid.
Excuse me. The technically, being he's in the United States, the illegal king of fish keeping, because you cannot have law is there is no royalty, there is no king, there is no queen, there is no dukes.
We say that, but yet we're still fascinated with their stupid weddings and the royal babies and all
No,
that.
I'm not.
Well, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it's plastered all over the television. Mary Kate and Ashley or not Mary Kate and
Meghan
Ashley.
Markle.
Mary Markle, whatever. All those stupid idiots over there with their blood sacrifices and all that crap.
One of the worst actors in Hollywood.
Oh, Canada.
Collaboration is here?
No. He's talking about, Joey being from Canada and all that stuff. But Terry's here. Terry's Tropical Tanks. How's it going, Terry?
No wonder why he's an idiot.
Pop up, but then again, there's been a lot of chat going on, and I haven't posted the StreamYard link in a while.
I thought you pinned it.
Over to YouTube to actually like pin it or anything like that.
Oh,
Oh,
you're fired.
New Zealander. There's still only one road in Canada. I don't know. Yes, Fish Kid, it's totally fine.
You can,
Joey. You can watch whatever you want.
Yeah. Whoever says you can't watch something, they're an idiot. You can watch whatever the hell you want.
It's honestly hard. Unless you're intentionally trying not to, it's almost difficult not to end up watching Joey, just because he's got like 3.5 million subscribers, and he's posting a video every single day. Like,
my question is, how many of those are paid for subscribers?
yeah, whatever. I don't really know, but yeah, it's like, unless you're intentionally trying to like not see him, like, I've actually gone to like the YouTube to like stop recommending this channel. So like,
That doesn't work. I've done that before.
I mean,
I still get videos of shit.
it kind of does sometimes, unless they can hit you on multiple angles on the algorithm.
I watched
you might get them to stop recommending their videos of fish, but then all of a sudden you might like, reptiles, and they post a reptile video, and then all of a sudden it comes up because it's a different sort of video.
I watched one tornado video, and now I get all these storm videos on my YouTube, and I keep telling them, no, I'm not interested, and don't even show me stuff from this channel, and I still keep getting it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, there's some videos that you just like can't seem to get rid of, and but then like sometimes YouTube just recommends me like a really interesting, video. So
nothing's ever too big to fail. All things.
The bigger they are, the harder
they fall.
I really thought when he aborted that uh, aquarium gallery thing that he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna lose a good amount of people after that. And he probably did, but I mean, he's got so many people on his channel that you don't even notice when 150 people leave. How's it going, Terry?
Oh man,
You get some new fish?
no. I did finally complete all the light shades for the 20 longs. It only took me a year. Hello?
Better late than never.
Man, you're making me want another beer.
Why? I'm drinking water. I gotta go grocery shopping in 4 hours.
You're going grocery shopping on Thanksgiving. Wow, you're a brave man.
Say, Mike's Hard Lemonade. I don't like beer.
While you were gone, he held up his bottle. And it's a water bottle. He's not drinking beer.
Man, it's water.
Yeah, I heard him.
Oh, okay. You assumed, man. Didn't your mom ever tell you about assuming?
No, but the army did.
The birds are doing fine.
Oh yeah, you got two of them?
Yeah, I wound up with 2.
Mhm.
They're not gonna be tame. These are, so my wife can interact with them, through the cage.
Yeah.
And the tessellata eel is doing just fine. It's one of the things I got to go grocery shopping for. He's out of food.
My little budgie's getting better every day. He lets me rub him on his face now. Yes, Fish Kid, I was in the army a decade ago. Actually, over a decade ago.
So, anyways, my thoughts on Joey is, number one, he put in his time, and he was YouTubing when the market was still, there wasn't a whole lot of fish tubers out there. And he did put out some informative stuff. I mean, some of the stuff that he built was worth watching. But yeah, he does an awful lot of clickbait. He does an awful lot of drama that's not necessarily drama.
Yeah. But I mean, he's got to keep himself up in the algorithm. Like, I understand why he does what he does. Sometimes you just gotta post a video for the sake of posting a video. But I mean, in his case, he's got to try and get as many people to watch it as possible, But I mean, everybody kind of does the same sort of thing, all the unboxing videos and different stuff that we see all the time throughout the fish fam. Like, it's just keeping a video out, to keep yourself in the algorithm, to keep, more subscribers coming and stuff like that. Like, you gotta have content for people to actually watch, or else you'll never get yourself into the algorithm in the first place. That's kind of where I struggle. I don't post a lot of content. I post like a video like every couple weeks. And so like if you don't have like the notifications or whatever, you probably don't even know when I post a video. And I don't really pop up on anybody's, like recommended videos or anything like that either.
I have found YouTube has become Rotten Tomatoes. If they suggest a video, don't even bother watching it.
Most of the time. I found a couple good ones. But yeah, like I found a video that was recommended to me about James Hetfield joking with the crowd or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, let's see about James Hetfield's funny joke or whatever. And so I click on the video, and it was like a terrible, not even like actual joke, and he's like, I'm just joking with you or whatever, and it's just like that. Okay, that was just terrible. Short hair, yes. I had short hair. I definitely did not get cool glasses. But I had a uniform, and I guess the cool army hats. I had one of the berets or whatever. I really liked the beret; those are pretty cool.
Oh, were you airborne?
No, but when I was military police, so we all had the black berets.
Well, when I was, they didn't know.
Well,
They
it was
didn't give us cool ass berets.
The berets were the normal like civilian side headgear at the time that I was in.
All we had was, your regular baseball cap, and if you were doing garrison duty, you could wear like the white officer's hat. It almost looks like a Navy officer's hat.
Yeah, that goes with the dress blues.
Yeah.
Yeah, the garrison cap. But yeah, and when I was in, it was the beret. But I think
But
after
the regular
that,
garrison,
the baseball cap type.
the regular garrison cap we had is what they called the. I can't say it now, but the long skinny hat. We called it the C word.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But see, like when I was in Iraq, though, I had one of those like floppy like hats that went all the way around.
Oh yeah, the jungle hat.
Yeah, that was really nice. It was BCGs. Yeah, birth control glasses. For those of you that don't understand what BCGs stand for, and they were called birth control glasses because they were basically those really big, thick frame, brown, like turtle shell glasses that everybody wore back in the 70s and 80s. And so yeah, but luckily, I somehow got out of the BCG area and got to actually wear my civilian glasses because they messed up my prescription. And instead of just sending me back to get my eyes checked again and have them fix the prescription, they just said you can just wear your civilian glasses. I'm like, sweet. So I did.
We can afford a several $1 trillion aircraft carrier, but we can't afford to buy you glasses twice.
Oh, better yet, we can sell that $1 trillion aircraft carrier for a penny to a scrapper who will make a lot of money on it. Yeah, he probably didn't even hear about that because they're not even talking about that on the news, as far as I know. They sold 2 aircraft carriers for a penny each.
Wow.
I would have given him $1.
I got you $1.
Yeah.
You have to be quicker than that.
You got to whisper it. You got to do it in the Biden voice, though. I got you $1.
Things that go bang.
All right. Well, anyways, I just came down to have a smoke. I woke up in the middle of the night and
In the middle of... Yeah, I'm probably
just thought
about
I'd stop in and say hi.
Well, hi. I'm probably about to, call this one anyway. Granddad, and sinking ships for artificial reefs is pretty sweet. Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
I don't know if an aircraft carrier would make a good reef. It's just a
No.
giant flat thing.
No, but it would make an excellent place to hold your fish tanks.
Yeah.
It'd hold a lot, I'm sure.
Yep.
And that tarmac is a great non-skid surface too, so where like you could travel with those fish tanks and they ain't going anywhere.
Yep.
And then if it rains, automatic water changes.
From what I understand, aircraft carriers are pretty damn good in storms too, because they're so big.
I mean, you definitely got to watch out for like the rogue waves and stuff like that in like a real big storm.
I mean, compared to destroyers and cruisers, where
Yeah.
the waves are going over their decks and stuff. That ain't happening on an aircraft carrier.
No. They're made to be pretty stable anyways, because, the last thing in the world you want to do is try to land a plane on a deck of a ship that's going up and down.
Yeah, and now we're supposedly we're having problems with the new one that we just built.
We built 2.
No, there was only one. They had to take parts from the one that they're currently building now and put it on the one that's actually floating now, because stuff had already broke or something like that.
We have, the Reagan and the Kennedy are our 2 newest.
And that's just the aircraft carriers in the sea. What about the aerial aircraft carriers that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know. All I do know is that the technology that is, released to the general public is always about a decade behind.
General R. Ford and the JFK.
Oh, it was Ford, not Reagan. My bad.
Yeah, Reagan is a Nimitz.
Yeah, it's the
I can't wait until the next
Ford
one.
and the Kennedy.
We're going to finally have another Enterprise again.
Excellent. Excellent joke there, Fish Kid. Top notch.
And who the hell is Doris Miller? Because that's what the next one's going to be called. I don't even know that name. That's not a president.
We're going to name an aircraft carrier Doris Miller?
Yeah, CVN-81, the one right after Enterprise. Doris Miller.
Look her up on Google.
I thought, well, from what I understood, aircraft carriers were supposed to be presidents.
Doris Miller was a Navy cook.
So they're saying a Navy cook is as important as a U.S. president? That's some bullshit.
He won the Navy Cross.
Name a destroyer or something like that after him.
Doris Miller was a Navy cook 3rd class who was killed in action during World War II. He was the first Black American to be awarded the Navy Cross. He was on the battleship Virginia, which sank in Pearl Harbor. During the attack, he helped several sailors who were wounded, and while manning an anti-aircraft gun, for which he had no training, he shot down several Japanese planes.
Oh, Afghanistan.
Adele, I'm glad you could join us. I was expecting you here about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, you're late.
Hello from the other side.
Oh, did you hear they're all pissed at her because she lost weight?
Yeah.
The singer chick? Yeah. Like, what are you going to get pissed at someone for losing weight now? Seriously? You ran out of shit to bitch about?
Yep. Did you get the job? Yes, she got the job.
Well, he said he's going to be ending soon, so you missed it.
Later, fish kid. Have a good one.
Collaboration, you snooze, you lose, man.
But Terry, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about earlier or not, but I have a job interview with Schwann's and stuff coming up, and I'm hoping to get that fuck you money here real soon so I can tell my current boss to go fuck herself.
I heard something on somebody's stream the other night that you weren't too happy with Pet Supplies Plus.
I haven't been happy there for a while. I mean, I like the business in itself. I kind of like what my job at least should be, but what my current job actually is and the way my boss treats me and the way that, like, no matter what I do, I just can't seem to do anything right to her standards. Like, it's just so aggravating. If I do this, I'm wrong. If I don't do it, then I'm wrong. It's like I can only do things when they decide that I should do it, and I should never do it when they decide that I don't need to do it. And it's just completely ridiculous. But yes, S. Schwann's, the mobile grocery store in a frozen truck. I had, really good memories with, Schwann's when I was a kid. Great ice cream and great food. I was a, picky eater growing up and kind of still am, and I never had any complaints on any of their food. And it seems like a pretty, decent, job just, driving around in a truck and, building a customer relationship and, finding what people want and all that stuff. And they pay like twice as much as what I make now, just as like the base pay, and then I'll be making commission on top of that too, with like good benefits and all of that as well. So it'll really work out great for me if I can get it.
And that's not right. That's not true. All things. If you find a good shop, it makes your hobby even better. It just so happens most shops aren't good shops anymore, because most shops are the chains. Your Petco, your PetSmart, your Petland,
Yeah.
Pet Supplies Plus, crap like that.
But yeah, it definitely hasn't ruined my love for the hobby at all. In fact, it's my love for the hobby that also just makes the job suck so much, because I can't seem to help anybody in fish anymore. Like if I spend too much time in the fish department, my boss just thinks I'm like shopping or screwing around or something like that, when it's like that's not at all what's going on. Like, I'm checking dates and doing the things that I'm supposed to do. And I can't help it that I have the information that people want, and they keep asking me questions to try and get more information from me.
I would
Like,
just look at the boss and be like, well, if you actually hired smart people and people that knew the stuff about the animals, you wouldn't have this problem.
Yep. And also just allowed people to actually do their job the way that, they should. Versus trying to control things too much, like trying to control how long I talk to people and everything like that. And it's like today I was doing what I was actually told to do, going and dusting shelves, a completely ridiculous thing to do. But I'm dusting shelves, and somebody came up to me and started talking to me and having a conversation. But as I continued to like dust the shelves, I had no idea it happened, but this person like happened to actually be kind of a friend of mine, and they ended up coming over to my house after work and told me that when we were talking, my boss was like totally staring down the aisle at me like, how dare he have a conversation with somebody when he should be working or whatever. It's like I am working. I'm just, talking at the same time. It's not
Your
my
friend,
fault. He came up to me like, what am I supposed to do? Be like, sorry, dude, you gotta fuck off. I got a job to do. And when somebody else comes up and starts, talking to me about fish or whatever, like they know I'm the fish guy. They know I have the information. So I can't, no matter how much I try to hide from these people, like my boss wants me to do, it seems like I can't hide from them. They come and they find me and they ask me for help.
your friend should have asked your boss, is there something wrong with your goddamn eyes?
Yeah.
The customer has to speak up, make the manager feel like dumbass that he is.
Yep.
All things fish. I saw your question, and no, I haven't had that particular. I don't even know how to pronounce the genus name, but no, I haven't kept them. You don't see them in the hobby very often, at least not around here. All Things Fish is asking about a kind of specialized African cichlid that takes a lot of salt in their water. They're kind of a rare cichlid.
Exactly, Adele. That's kind of my point. Like that's the opposite of retail. Like I'm supposed to, quote unquote, from my boss, I'm supposed to engage with the neighbors, but every time I engage with the neighbors, I'm doing it wrong, or I'm talking too much, or something else or whatever. It's just there's always some form of ridicule in everything that I do.
Danny,
Where,
see, I know your problem already. You're thinking about it wrong. He said engage with the neighbors, not the customers.
okay,
So
our customers are neighbors. That's the term that Pet Supplies Plus uses.
Oh my
really?
God.
Because
Yeah.
to me, a neighbor would be like the store next to you on each side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, gosh, did I even tell everybody like the story of when a Petco employee came into the store and recognized me, and I basically said, "What do you think of the store? And if you have any questions, just let me know." And then I walked off, and my boss was like, "We don't need to be friends with the competition."
I would call corporate. Call corporate on his ass.
I
He's
honestly
telling me not to
don't
help
think
customers.
Well, it's a she, correct? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
She, whatever.
Evidently doesn't know her job really well. I was in retail for a little while as a manager, and I absolutely would fraternize with the competition because I wanted to know what in the hell they were up to.
Right. And in her mind, I guess the Petco employee was like fraternizing with me or whatever, when it's just like, maybe she was, but all I did was she recognized me. So I was like, hey, how you doing? And she said, you come into my store. So I figured I'd come into your store and see what it was about or whatever. So I was like, well, what do you think? And she's like, I don't know. It seems a lot like ours, a little bit smaller. I think we have a better beta selection. And I was just like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We got some things that you guys don't got. But I mean, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. And I walked off. Like, oh, big deal. I'm trying to be friends and schmooze with the competition.
My first question is, was she wearing her work outfit?
No.
Then how did your boss know she worked for another competitor? What is your boss stalking other competitors' employees?
Something like that, or maybe it's because she said you come into my store all the time, so I thought I'd check in yours. But it's like I don't go to Petco like all of the time per se or
It
whatever.
doesn't matter if you do or not.
I would have just said that was the
Exactly.
genital ring store.
Exactly,
Just
and
because
that's
you
what my
flip-
point to my boss was anyways. Like, it doesn't matter if I go all the time or not. I'm
If
a
you
fish
flip
keeper,
burgers
I
at
keep animals and all
McDonald's,
that stuff.
if you
Like-
flip burgers for McDonald's, it doesn't mean you can't go to Burger King.
Right.
Well, the fact that she
They
said
have
you
stuff
you
that
come
we
to my
don't have,
store,
I'm gonna go there.
you
If
come
we
to my store. What store? Is it the pizza store? Is it the hair product store? Is it, they don't know what store it's talking about.
Right. Exactly. It's
It
so
could have been
funny.
anything.
She just, oh man.
I'd call corporate
Can't wait
because
to
that
get her.
doesn't sound right.
No, she's got like everybody like turned against me now.
You need to get out of retail anyways.
Oh, I do, and that's why I just want to get out of it.
There's no money in it. There's no fish room money in it.
There's no money in it. I don't feel like I can advance in this company at all because of the way that, she talks to me, she talks about me, and then like the way that she treats me, like I know anytime that she's gone and talked to her boss about me, she's like spun it in some really messed up way because like, I can't even explain myself to her because she has everything all made up in her own mind as to what it was already, to where like I got in trouble the other day simply for asking what I did wrong. I got called into the office. I'm like, what did I do now? It's like, what do you mean? What did you do now, or whatever? Like, I said, what did I do now?
She just flat out hates you.
I would
Yeah.
just be like, listen, lady,
doesn't matter
don't
what
get
you
that
do.
attitude with me. You're making a hostile work environment, and that's a violation of state law.
Yeah. Not on top of the other illegal stuff she does, like literally taking hours away from people. We have somebody that, they're scheduled like 40 hours that week. They end up having like, they're a groomer and they have like their dog end up staying late and they have to, work really hard. And so they end up working 9 hours that day and they skipped their lunch because they just didn't have time to take it. My boss will go in and remove an hour and a half of that time to make you take your lunch and to make you not work that extra hour because she can only give you that 40 hours of that week.
That's a high violation of law. That's a big one.
I know it's highly illegal, and she does it all the time.
Because that's theft. You have to pay your employees for the time they worked. You can say you have to take a lunch from now on.
That time or not, you can't take away the time that they already worked.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell them you can't do this anymore. You have to take a lunch, period. But you cannot take hours away from someone that's already worked.
Right. But she also pays us, a mediocre wage, and so of course none of us can afford a lawyer to, sue her for the damn thing.
Don't need a lawyer. You got the paperwork to show it right there. That it would show in the paperwork that she went in and changed the hours. Because I'm assuming it's a time clock thing. It's not a written down sheet when you start.
It's all digital and through a computer, so I'm not sure if it'll.
That's all cataloged. It'll show her fingerprints going into the time cards and changing times. It'll show it.
Oh, and that's exactly what I'm doing, Petra, man. Like, I'm building all this stuff up. I'm remembering everything that she says to me, even though she thinks that I can't remember anything. And like, I'm writing stuff down. I have it all like stored in this memory box, and I'm trying to find myself this new job, and I'm just gonna, get myself hired, wait for her to, call me into the office again, and then when she does it, I'm just gonna blow up on her and just walk out of the place. I'm gonna cause a major scene. Make sure everybody knows that it's like she treated me like garbage the whole time I was there.
And bring up yell in the store. You take hours away from people because they work too long.
Oh yeah,
that's illegal. And just be loud. And then what you do is you have people that go in and be like, dude, where's the good fish guy that works here?
Oh, it's going to happen no matter if I tell people to or not. There's people that go in there all the time already asking for me when I'm off. And now she's decided that she's only going to schedule me 25 hours a week. So, like, there's going to be a whole lot more people coming in there. Like, where's the fish guy at? Where's the fish guy at? So, and all the customer compliments on the feedback and stuff, being like,
It's gonna
I
dry
never
up.
got his name, but that gentleman with the long hair was just so fantastic and had so much knowledge. I'm definitely coming back to this store.
I don't know. What is it with Pet Supplies Plus and they just suck? I mean, seriously.
Ours
'Cause the
doesn't,
Pet Supply-
ours doesn't have any fish.
Ours has there's one by my parents' house, but man, they still suck.
The only time I've actually spent a dime in a Pet Supplies Plus was because they were price matching Petco. And it's where I bought the last of their 20 longs. Or no, I'm sorry, it was the 10s.
The reason I started originally just shopping at this place and then ended up working there was because they had an amazing fish selection. They didn't have a huge amount of tanks, but in those tanks, they had so many fish that I had never seen before. And they had the ability to order fish that I never thought any place could order in that area. And like the Petco and the PetSmart in the area were just absolutely terrible. So when I wanted to get fish, like this was where I went. And as I went there and Petco, more often and stuff like that, like they started realizing that I really knew a lot of stuff about fish. And then like I started answering questions for them, even though I wasn't working. I was just there trying to pick out fish for myself. Meanwhile, I'm helping this other person out. And then, gosh, they had somebody call like the phone or whatever. And I had just watched a video on YouTube or whatever about like cyanobacteria and stuff like that. And somebody called about having like cyanobacteria. And so then I told them, oh, well, you need erythromycin. That's, the good antibacterial that will actually get rid of the cyanobacteria because it's a bacteria, not an algae. And same thing happened with like a planaria question too. I was like, well, it's not actually harmful. They normally show up when you overfeed and stuff like that. And so you can just, slow down your feeding, do like a big water change, and they'll eventually go away. Or you can get like, a worm killer or something like that, but it's not necessary. And then they offered me a job.
I'm gonna jump on out of here and get back to sleep. I got a busy day tomorrow. You guys have a good one. Have a good holiday. Don't eat too much.
Real fun.
Later.
Bye, Terry. I'm going to have a good one. I'm going to have a good holiday, but I'm definitely going to eat too much. That is the goal of every Thanksgiving, is to eat way too much.
I'm gonna get totally messed up, and then wait for all these people that said they were bringing plates over, and then eat too much.
Chat's talking about discus and stuff.
Yeah, wild discus are actually kind of easy to get. Watley gets them in all the time.
I haven't kept any goodieads yet either. I want to get some of those goodieads and some of the other, some sort of like special list or whatever of like endangered fish or whatever that it's not. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Starts with like a P or something. I don't know. I want to get an RODI unit. Or
I just
maybe,
want an
maybe
RO.
not an actual RODI unit, but I at least want to get like one of those carbon filter systems or whatever for my house. Just to at least drop the TDS and remove most of the, nasty stuff or whatever. Because that's what I believe. That's what Lady Diane uses. She uses a carbon filter. She's got one of those like big ones that's like for like a big like coffee pot or something like that, and she just makes her water like every day or whatever that she needs for her water changes.
I've been talking with my landlord. I'm going to be cutting the pipe and throwing in a 4-foot micron and a 4-foot carbon filter for the water into my unit.
Yeah, I own the house, so once I can start saving up a little bit more money, yeah, get a filter system actually into the house to where it's everything is just automatically filtered, and then get myself a nice Python after I probably change out the faucet to a better faucet.
Just make sure you have the right faucet where you can take the screen out.
Yeah.
Don't get a Kevin faucet. The designer looking ones. Just get a basic run of the mill head faucet.
Yep.
Yeah, I love my Python. Everyone to do a fish room, it should be that's like number one thing on your list is a Python. I almost bought another Gemco pump today. Was looking on Craigslist, $50 for an LPH 45.
Ooh.
But then I realized who was selling it.
Is going to die. I'm almost at the 2-hour mark anyway, so I got like 1 minute left. Ugh. If anybody wanted to start a even later late night stream, or I guess a standard early evening stream over there in like Australia or something, go for it, guys. I was originally gonna go to bed like an hour and a half ago.
The problem is you're not ingesting caffeine to keep you up.
Yeah, but I also don't want to stay awake. I kind of want to go to bed so that I can, sleep. 'Cause I like sleep. Sleep is nice.
Yeah, it's my second favorite hobby.
Yep. Fish keeping and sleep. That's about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it would be my third favorite hobby. I forgot fish keeping.
Yeah, see, Petraman, that's great. I'm not super interested in necessarily completely bringing my water down to 0 and then remineralizing it.
Yeah, because that just adds a whole nother expense, is you got to buy the stuff to remineralize.
Yeah, there's so many more expenses involved with that. Whereas, like, if you just get a decent, carbon filter, you can, remove the chloramines, the chlorine, all the heavy metals, and, drop your TDS down quite a bit. I mean, mine's coming out of the tap like 400 plus. I guarantee it. I've never actually tested it. I'm just estimating based off of what I know from other people's water and how everybody talks about the water here in St. Louis. So,
Out of the cold,
If I could just drop it down to 200 TDS or something, I'd be perfectly fine with that. I just want to soften it a little bit so that it's better for the plants. And then, I feel like it'd be a little bit easier on most of my fish too.
Hot water has more calcium in it than the cold water does also.
Yeah. Later, all things fish. I'm shutting it down anyway, so everybody have a great night. Got any last minute things to say there, Roundhouse?
If the cops don't come on Thanksgiving, it's not a real holiday.
Legit. All right. Everybody have a great one. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody over in Australia, New Zealand, and wherever else you're from. I guess you don't have a holiday tomorrow or today, so have another great day at work wherever you're from.
Yeah.
And then I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Have fun, y'all.